Hi, I'm Doug,
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
and welcome back to our channel
Welcome.
for what is going to be session 11. And this is very exciting for me because if you've been following along from at least session 8, including maybe some information about the dreams, you'll see how we're sort of progressing through as students. So Stephanie and I, we're not gurus. We're presenting the information as we're learning it. And so where we got up to was to try to trust that we were God and be at this point where we are aware of our emotions, aware of our subconscious, patterns that we may have, our thinking, our thoughts.
Yes.
So all the emotions and ego and all of that. Try to be an authority over those, and each day try to live in that way so that we're like God, and where every situation we face, try to have an awareness to approach things or decide with love. And these videos have only been made in the last couple of days, so we haven't had much chance to be applying that, but that's what we're looking to do. And they really need to be applied forever, for the rest of life, to be, every situation, to be looking at choosing the love, to be love and light in any situation and live that way. And so
Yeah, they're pretty much helping to change our perspective first.
Yeah.
You see. So by changing how we see life, we change how we behave in different situations.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and so I hope you're following along. So I'm really excited about this one because we're at the stage of being awake, and now we need to say, okay, this is the new us. Where do we take it from here on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to bring in the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they've been here. Anyway, so yeah. We are here.
Welcome.
My friend, we've been around. We can sense your excitement.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Let's see.
This is going to be...
So we've been connected since the last chat, let's say, that we had this morning.
Yes. So it just feels like an episode for me, but for a lot of people, this one's going to be for many, many people out there right now who do have some knowledge already of awakening and how things work in the universe even, but just needing to see where to go from here. So since the last time we did some videos, I feel like I'm this new Doug now. There's an old one who sort of knew some things and wasn't really applying it, or sort of applying it and half believing it. But now it's the stage where I'm the Doug where I've crossed that line. And so I'd like to know where people go from here, and maybe where people may still get stuck at this line.
Sure. So as we mentioned before, and all this time, everything starts with knowing who you truly are, and you are love and light. And you are a creator, or God, or however you want to say it, or the word that best applied. But at the end, it's the same concept, that you are in charge of your reality and everything around you and everything that you experience. At the same time, other beings are going through the same process, and they are in charge of what they experience. So you might not have an impact, let's say, on what other people are deciding. But when you come along, let's say, and you interact with each other, you have the choice of how you're going to react and behave and face situations according from the point of place that you are at, let's say, according to your frequency. And also based on that, you can gather different reactions, let's say, from other people based on how you're looking at them too, you see. So what we have said this morning, it was very important, let's say, and very we always try to make it as simple as we can, because we want your people, let's say your humanity, to understand right? And we find that through this instrument, it's very easy to use simple words and examples that we can get from her own experiences in life as well. And that could be easy to apply to other beings, you see. So a lot of your humanity, a lot of people, let's say, are aware now of who they are, right? At some point, at some level. But the trust is not there yet, or not completely, because they are looking still through their human eyes, you see. And that's because you are in a physical body, and that was part of your experience, you see, when you came to this reality. However, what we are teaching and what we want to teach through these instruments, through many other instruments as well, is to get in touch to your true self. And by seeing your true self, you're seeing through a bigger picture, let's say. You're seeing through the eyes of the light and love that you are. And you apply that, you see. Many of your kind get, let's say, stuck, or not really stuck, but what happens is they move forward and backwards at time according to the situation they're living in, you see. So let's imagine, as we said it today, imagine a line, you see, and this is you, and this is the reality that you are in, or the reality you were in without being aware of who you truly are, and you're just living a life, let's say. You're just living your human experience without being aware that you are a creator, you see. So this is you here, and this is the new you, let's say, or this is the part of you. This is the world where it could any possibility could happen, because you are a creator, you see. So looking from different eyes, and this is the line that you have to cross, let's say. So a lot of your beings are waking up and are coming closer to the line, you see. And a lot of them are crossing, and they know, and they say, okay, I am in charge, I am God, or I am a creator, and I want to experience different things that I want to do, and not just what life is giving to me, you see. So a part of that is awakened, and they are sort of crossing the line. You see that in the middle. But then there are other things that are calling them back, you see, the so-called reality. So what it happens is they are moving forward, and then by doing so, they say, wow, they start seeing life from different perspective, from different point of view, you see. Oh yes, I can get this. Yes, since I'm the creator, I can manifest the things I want, or the situations I want, or the behaviors I want, you see. So they're looking around through different eyes, and they get excited about, but hey, there is the so-called reality as your so-called problems, or bills, or family, or work, or boss, or whatever it is, you see, that it can have an impact or effect on your emotions. Therefore, what happens is you move your head back, and you start paying attention to their things on this side, and you move back, you see. Just let's say one step. So now you have one step forward and one step back, and you are doing this kind of thing. Okay, so what I do, you see. So because this world looks so magnificent and so unreal, you just, let's say, can see it through as an imagination thing, because now you are focusing on this reality, on this part of you. What happens then is whatever you have known so far, it becomes as a fantasy, you see, because now you're not seeing through your through eyes, you are seeing through the human life, human eyes. So you are thinking as a human now, is seeing that all this knowledge you know, it could not be true, or maybe it could be, but it sounds more like a fantasy. And then you start having doubts, and then instead of crossing the line, you're going one step backward, you see. until something else happen. There might be something that it was coming your way and you are aligned enough on a certain frequency and you get it. Something very, as what you say, simple or so, and then you say, oh, okay, I do remember I wanted that and I put the intention to have it, now I have it. So there is a sparkle in you that make you move towards the line again, you see, and then you start rethinking again and say, okay, I'm gonna give it a try, and you start doing your affirmations and your desires, imagining your desires, and you start going through the process that you think you should be doing again, you see. And then when the time comes again, reality again hits you, let's say, you see, the so-called beats and work and whatever, something that make a huge impact on you, and then you go back again, and the whole process goes again and again, you see. And that's when your beings, your humanity then start doubting whether this is true, you see, because they keep going in circle. And what you need to do is become aware of it and get out of that circle. So what happened is, let's say, like in the cases even of you two, let's say, put as an example to be clear. Now you're moving, you're crossing that line and you are aware of it. And most of you is in this side now, you see? And you're looking around and you're saying, this is amazing, this is magnificent. You're able to experience other feelings, other feeling of love and life for a longer period of time, you see? So it's just not now an emotion. Now you know that this is who you are. So it becomes an entity, an identity, you see. Now I'm not feeling love only, I am love, and I am light, you see, and therefore I am a creator, and I'm able to create, and I'm able to let's say manipulate the energy around me to experience things in a certain way. So you are almost there, let's say, you see, and you are in so much love and ecstasy, and you know that all these things could be possibilities, you see, as long as you believe it. So, but then, hey, there's a part of you that is, let's say, calling you back, or not really calling you back, but let's say we're gonna use the example of bills, okay?
Reminded of the bills.
Yes, reminded of the bills, reminded of the chaos that it could be happening, or the problems that it could be happening in your world right now. See, anything like that. So let's say you're wearing like a big coat with you, and you're moving forward, and you're almost crossing this line, right? But then, hey, when you want to move forward, you can't. You're sort of stuck, you see. And when you turn around and look, there is a heavy rock that is not helping you moving forward, you see. So your jacket, let's say, or your coat, we're just trying to use an example, you know. You have a big large coat, let's say, and the rock is on top of a part of your jacket, and therefore when you're trying to move forward, you can't, you see, because that rock is so heavy and you can't move it, let's say. And that big rock are your so-called problems or situations. So you, as a being of love and light and moving to that side, you have already overcome so many of the things in your heart and in your brain that are not allowing you to create, you know, allowing you to be aware of your own creations. But at that point that you're almost crossing, you are so much aware that you are taking control of yourself and your life, you see. But then there are these specific, let's say, or even littles, as you might call it, situations that you think they might not be important enough, and that you have overcome them, but they are so heavy. Like with heavy, we mean so important to you deep down, like the so-called bills, let's say. So that rock are your bills, let's say. The worry about being able to pay your so-called bills, you see. So that means that by having that rock, that is an interpretation that you're not trusting enough, you see. You're trusting enough to move forward, but you're not completely yet, because that thing that it looks so heavy and so important, you're not letting it go, you see. You're not trusting enough that the universe can help you to achieve the desire you want towards that purpose, let's say, that is to pay the bills, you know, whatever it is, the amount that it is, you see. So therefore, you still feel that you need some control over them, you see, that you need to be doing something, that you need to be thinking how you're going to get the money, what you have to be doing to achieve that certain amount of money on time, and so and so. See? So you might already be working on your emotions and your feelings, and forgiving your own self, and forgiving your past, and forgiving other people, and so, which that is allowing you to move and cross that line, you see, the line of becoming true with yourself, the line that is allowing you to move forward in life and closer to your own self. So by doing all those things and becoming aware, you are moving closer. But then there is those small situations or things that are so heavy, you know, you got rid of everything else, let's say, but those things that are so heavy, they're still not letting you move, you see. So you're stuck on that line, and a lot of you people get stuck in that line for a very long time, you see. Because and that rock could be anything, could be family pressure, you see, could be work, could be your so-called boss. It's not actually the boss, it's your perception towards your boss, you see, or towards the money, or your financial issues, or your family problems, and so, or your health as well, you see. So it's this rock thing that is not letting you move, and you're not doing anything about it. So therefore you're staying there. You're saying, yes, I do believe I am a creator, but I am a creator only for certain things, you see, but not for everything. So that's what it means, that you're staying on that line and you're not moving forward. And therefore then you ask yourself, what are my manifestations? Why do I still having this issue? Why is it still happening if I'm in alignment, you see? You know, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling happy, you see. But where are they, you see? So look at what is that heavy rock that is stopping you, you see. And then let it go, but say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep moving forward. And I will completely cross the line. And what am I gonna do? That rock is so heavy. I'm not gonna try to push it back. What I can do, maybe I get rid of my clothes, you see. I take that off and continue without it. Or you can look at the rock and say, you are here, this is the line, let's say. And you are almost on the other side. And you can turn around and look at the rocket and say, listen, I am aware that I am a creator. And I am aware of the powerful being that I am. I am aware of you and the purpose that you have. Thank you. Because thanks to you that you're so heavy, gosh, I'm realizing that I'm not moving completely forward, you see. And then I say, because I have the power within me and in my own life, you see, because I am a creator, I created you too. And now I want you to be light, you see. You're so heavy, but I want you to be light. And what is something light that it could be? Well, now I want you to be sand. From this big heavy rock, now I'm converting you into, let's say, sand, let's say, you know, or dust. Dust. Now you are dust, And with the power that I have, I blow you away. You see? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
I go, and you're gone. You see? And now you are crossing that line. And you're moving forward, looking around and experiencing your own life from a different perspective. You're doing things differently because, hey, you're not here anymore creating without being aware of what you're actually doing, and creating. You're not just living life, let's say, and whatever happens. You are here aware. And you are creating with awareness. And at the same time, you are enjoying the present. Because you know that at some point of time, you have become one with that frequency that you are experiencing. And you have allowed it, regardless of what it is. We're not saying that from crossing that line doesn't mean that everything will be so let's say sunshine, like so much beautiful. Yes, it will be, but there might be sometimes that you're gonna face a little rock on the way, you see. That's because you have allowed it at some point. But when you see that little rock again, you're not gonna have the same behavior as before. You're just going to smile at the rock, you see. Just gonna smile, giving love, and say, now you're dust. And I blow you away, you see. So therefore, you are having a different attitude towards life and towards the stuff that you are creating, because it is your experience and it is what you are creating. And now you're looking through the eyes of your true self rather than looking through the eyes of your human self, you see. And whatever you live it with love and light. I know that for many of you kind, it might sound like fantasy, but hey, this world, it is one, you see. So what we want to say is that this is another world, you see. There are other potentials too. There are other worlds, and so since you are living in this one and you came to this world to create and to enjoy your manifestations and to experience what it feels to be God in a physical body, in a physical world, well, it is time to assume the role that you are, you see, and start creating from that and experience every moment. So cross the line. A lot of your humankind are stuck on the line, and they're going forward and backward, forward and backward, forward and backward. You see, they are awakened enough to be able to have one step forward, let's say on this side. And they see things around and say, wow, it's so beautiful. But then, hey, life is saying your human life is saying, hey, there are still things here that you have to focus on. And then you say, oh, sorry about that. And then you go a step backward, and then you focus on those things back. And then when you feel that you have control over those things and that you have fixed them or you're able to do something about them, okay, now I'm more relaxed and I can go back to this side. You see, because you're seeing this side not as a reality, but rather as a fantasy or a place that you can escape. You see. So therefore, you are going backwards and forwards, or stay there in the middle. And it can take as long as you want, and you just stay there in the middle. You see. That's when you have the split energies, let's say. That's when you feel that you trust this is true, but at the same time it doesn't feel too real, you see. Or it sounds fine for other people, but not for you, you see. That's when the doubt starts. That's when you start saying, okay, now I'm going to apply all my manifestations. Now I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do now, and now I'm going to follow. And you start looking for techniques, and you start looking for methods, and you start looking for what you can do to cross that line, you see. But by doing so, you are saying to yourself, well, I'm not trusting myself enough. I don't know fully that I'm love and light, and I'm going and looking for something to keep me in this line. By doing those things, you're keeping yourself there rather than going a long way back, you see. But you are not really becoming close to the true self that you are. We're not saying that doing techniques and so are bad, but what we're saying is by doing those things, apply them to get close to your true self. A way of reminding you that you are a creator, you see, not just to keep you in the line. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So therefore, be brave just to close the line. Close that line to the unknown. But the unknown is beautiful. You know why? Because you are creating that unknown part. You are going through that path. And you are creating as you're going forward and forward. So it is about doing that, you see.
So to move forward, then it's about really cutting free and fears and things.
Yes.
Don't allow them. Don't allow the worries, because that's not what someone who thinks they're God would experience. And just trust in the universe completely.
Yes. It is crossing. Because any problem, as I was saying, you might think that you have already let go of many things, you see. And by doing so, you're moving closer this side. It's like most of you is there, but you're not there completely, you see. Because when the real things, let's say, as you call it real, comes to you, like the so-called, as an example, the bills or issues with your children or with family or work, you see, or mortgage or anything, you see, or the virus itself, you see, so, or disease or so, something that you think is so important, that is your heavy rock. And that is there as well to help you realize that that is your heavy rock, and that you have to turn around and tell the rock, I am love and light, and I am aware of you, and I'm aware of who I am. And now I will convert you into dust, you see, and blow you away, because I can see the so-called solution, you see. I can see that there is something bigger for me. Why? Because I am that. I am the creator, and I am creating.
Yes.
You see. So anything that is within you, that is, let's say, bothering, or you are putting so much attention to, that's that rock that is not letting you completely move and cross that line. Okay, so become aware of it, and then by you moving completely to the other side means knowing who you are and letting go of those worries and doubts and say, I'm just gonna trust.
Yes.
Because I am one with my true self, and I came here to experience this. You see, to experience the awakened process, let's say, to experience that, to be here on this side for a bit, and then become closer to that line, and then cross that line, you see, by become aware and choosing to move forward.
Because most people have some sort of understanding or knowledge from many sources, and you can hear things like the universe is abundant. It's so abundant, and you can know that because you've heard it. But then people are afraid to spend money. If
that's the case, then you are in the line, my friend. You're just staying in the line because it feels good to know that. but it feels horrible to not have control over this side, over what I spent on, or over having the money for paying the bills. And so, I just feel, let's say, it's not us, of course, but as an example, I just feel out of control. It's like, oh, can I really do that? No, I don't think I can. You see.
Yeah.
So therefore, a lot of your kind are staying in that line.
Yeah.
And they can experience both. And they experience both throughout their life and throughout the day. The bound with the universe and the knowing, you see, and the feeling of the universe and the true self every now and then. But at the same time, they're also experiencing this other side because they're not completely let go. It's like they're stretching their arm and doing this, okay, now I'm leaning towards this side, but now, hey, now this side, you see, and they're in the middle.
Yeah.
You see, and they feel that as well.
Yeah.
And when they are in this side, they might not become aware that they are now. Until something could happen and they say, okay, now it's time to apply what I know, you see. And then they try a bit. And then something else here call them back, you see. And then they have the doubts again. So they are sort of just hanging in there.
Yeah. And you made sort of the analogy before that often when you learn something, you're learning it at home and it makes full sense and you can speak it, you can preach it, but not necessarily apply it. You say take that house with you wherever you go. When you're walking around, all of that has to be applied. You can't just know these things.
So when you are crossing this line, let's say, when you are crossing that line, all that knowledge that you know, all that information that you consciously know, and the love and the light that you are and the creator that you are, all of that is up here, let's say, is moving with you. And every step you go, you are moving with that because you are that information, you are that knowing, you see. You are that light and that love and that creator. So every step you go with it. You see, with that awareness of what you are creating, of what you are experiencing, you see. So what happened to a lot of your kind that hang in the middle? What happened is they are safe in that place, let's say. They create their own house or bubble, or however you call it, there in the middle where they are, you see. They create it there and they feel safe there. And they can talk to themselves and convince themselves and be the best being they can be, you see. And they feel okay. But then it's like when the moving closes the door, or any door, let's say, and they have to get out of that house and face other situations. And so they're leaving all of that there, let's say. They're leaving all those things there in that line. Or a little bit, let's say, this is the line and all the knowledge is sort of here, you see, close to the line. But when all those things are calling them, they're just sort of opening the door and moving without all of those things that they know, you see. And therefore they become more attached with a human being rather than with everything, with the true self. And so, you see. And then when they are finished here, they move back to the line and then they go back a little bit forward in that bubble they have created. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So what we want you then is be strong enough and say, this is who I am. And you move and you open the door to any situation you are in. That's what I'm trying to say. And you move forward with all that knowledge and you become that knowledge and that information and that being that you are. And you go every step with that, with awareness, you see. And then you will see even this side differently because you are bringing all this beautiful knowledge and these beautiful things that you are the creator. You're bringing all this light and love with you. And when you have to move towards this side, you know what's going to happen? You're just going to radiate that love and light into that life, you see, into that darkness, if you want to say, you know, and into that situation. Your light is gonna be so bright, and so that actually you are going to be in a different frequency, and even that side you're gonna be experiencing differently, and nothing can come to you because you are so light, let's say, in love, and you're actually going to radiate that to all the things around you, you see. And then you have no problem because you're moving back again, you see. Like now you are moving, and now that you have crossed the line, you become this side. And now you're walking towards that side. But if you ever face anything like this side, it doesn't matter anymore, because all of that is within you. And you are that side that is full of love and light, you see. So when you go out, let's say, and face your reality, go out with the awareness of who you are. Be aware of all the information that you have gathered, all the knowledge, all the things that you are applying when you are in your safe place, you see. And do not be afraid to speak up as the true being that you are, giving love and light, you see. Your kind have a lot of, let's say, changes of energy regarding to the so-called money, okay? Because it is something that is needed in your reality, and we do understand that, you see. But there are different frequencies aligned, and money is also that frequency, you see. It's energy, same as you are too. So whether you need it or you have it or you want it, and so it will depend on which frequency you are at, you see. And your frequency usually does vary a lot when it's in relation to the so-called money. We're not talking about you, but we're just talking as a species, you see. It does go up and down because your human sensor are telling you, hey, it's not here. I can't see it, I can't touch it, I can't smell it, you see. Or I can't see it in my bank account, or I can only see what's enough, you see. But you're not aligning yourself with your true self, because your true self will let you know and say, you know that you're looking for, you have it. Because you are a creator and you can create it, and you can align yourself with that, you see. But how much you do actually need to do to believe that it is true without experiencing first, without seeing with your physical senses, you see. And that's part of the creation process in your world, you see. Because your energy and everything is energy, and you know that, and you're light, and you attract, if you want to call it, you know, their magnetic fields and things like that. So therefore it is about becoming your true self, and then you align to those potentials and things that you want to get and manifest, you see. That's how it works, let's say. So when someone is on that line and they know all of this, and then the money thing comes, you know, the issues or worries, and so they feel a bit frustrated or worried. No. Okay, I do believe in this, but just in case, you see, but just in case, I need to know what can I do to get that money I need, you know, just in case doesn't work, you see. And it's that feeling of needing to feel safe, You see, it's that feeling of needing to feel secure, needing to feel that you have the power over that situation. That you're going to be able to manipulate or control things in the physical, on the external side. You see. Maybe I'm working more hours. Maybe I'm doing this. Maybe I'm doing that. So you're planning everything ahead. And then you feel okay. I say, okay, if I can do that, that's fine. Okay, now I can go and focus on these things again.
Yeah.
You see?
That's not trust.
No, that's not trusting completely. That's why you're stuck in the middle, let's say. Because you are doing this all the time, you see? You need to feel good in both sides. So it is about trusting your true self. And we know that it might sound like fantasy, you see. But if you give it a chance and you experience it and you become one with that you are, and that you are one with everything, just remember that money that you want, hey, you are one with it already, you see. You're one with the house that you want, with the mortgage that you want to pay, and everything that you want. It's one with you because you have created at some point. It is there as a potential as well, you see. But if you are so focused on what it is now, then what's happening is your senses are keeping you here, you see. So much to the point that you are detaching from that light that you are. And you're not seeing through the eyes of your true self anymore.
And your true self would decide, this is the life I want to live, and just start living it.
Exactly. And we don't want to say that, we not want to say that only by having so much money or so much of the big things that you call, it means that you're only experiencing your true self. No, by being your true self, light and love, it means that you create what you want to experience, you see. The different of your beings who just want, let's say, it's not just, but they want a very nice, comfortable life, you see, where they can enjoy the beautiful things that they want and be close with the family and the children, and give them what they desire, and so, you see. Other people might want lots and lots of that physical money that you have, you see, and they want power, and they want this, and they want that, you see. So then that's when it happens as well. Why do you want that? You know, is that your true self who wants that, or is that human side of you that wants that, you see? That's when you can start leaning towards, let's say, the self to self as well. You know, if you're not, let's say, completely one with yourself, and you start thinking of so many other things as well, you see, that you want to experience, but those things that you are creating in your mind, you have to know whether it's actually you creating it, or you're allowing that part of your corporation that you have, that part of your company that you have, that section that you have called ego. You see, is that the ego taking over again? Is that or is it really me, and I want that because I just want a nice experience, and I want to experience what it feels, you see. So we can say it in many ways, but what we just want you first to become is aware, or where you are at, and aware if you are stuck, let's say, in the middle of the line, and how much are you actually trusting yourself to come this side. Does that make
Perfect sense. Very clear.
It is a process. You see,
it is,
and it doesn't mean it have to be long or short. It just means that it is as however you want it to be. And one thing that we want to say is, seeing your everyday life as a work, exercise, let's say. So when you go to a school and you learn math, you start with the simple things, and then it builds more and more, you see. And then you go home and they give you the so-called homework, right? But they don't give you something so complicated or so complex when your knowledge is not up there yet, you see. So the things that you experience in your life, or those little situations, or so when you get a little bit upset about something during the day, or things doesn't go how you want, or you see someone who you didn't want to see, you see, or anything that happens, those are like little math exercise, you see, that it is helping you. They are there for you to apply the knowledge that you have. And the knowledge that you have is, hey, I am love and light, and I can choose how I want to be, what I want to feel, you see. So see your daily life and experiences as a way for you to become more aware and to practice, let's say. To practice being yourself, your true self, in this physical reality. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to clarify?
No, I think you've answered everything that I wanted to know in this session about that line, crossing the line, and just having that trust, and make that decision to live as we truly are. But as you said, that can vary depending on the person. They can go back and then they come forward and go back if they pay attention to those worries or anything that gets them down or drags them back in any way. But I feel like I just want to cut that off, and I want to say, this is where I am, and I just want to go forward. I'm tired of that now. I'm tired of that crossing the line. I've been there. I get the information, I do the techniques, and then something comes up and I go back, and it's about an awareness. Now I'm aware that I'm about that line. I just want to be on this side of it and stay there and just cut the rest off, and just put all the trust in the universe.
And so it is. When you make the choice and you have the intention, believe me, you are a creator, as this instrument is saying, for God's sake. We also had fun with some expressions that she has, and we can use. Yes. However, we will only use the ones that we think are appropriate.
Okay, sure. Okay, well, thank you very much. Unless you've got anything else you'd like to add as a final note, I'm happy.
Do not feel bad whenever you go back or whenever you have doubts or issues. Just let's say, applaud yourself for the moment that you are becoming aware of them, you see. Because awareness is like your first a big step, you see. And as the days goes by in your reality, or as you start experiencing things every day, you start practicing to become more aware as well. And that should be one of the main, let's say, things that you might need to work on first. You see, becoming aware of your attitudes, reactions, emotions, things that you do and where you are at, you see. So we just want to say that this life is magnificent. Whatever that you are experiencing right now, whatever that it is happening, it's about the perceptions, how you are looking at your life or your experiences. So by becoming one with your true self and knowing that you are love and light, my friend, you are then start experiencing life through those eyes, you see. through the eyes of your higher self, you see, rather than detach and looking just through your human eyes.
Yes.
You see, we will talk about this further if we need to.
Yeah.
There are so many ways that we can explain, and we want to do in all the ways that are possible if we need to.
Okay.
You see, so we're just so happy and grateful to be here, and we're so happy and grateful for all the human beings and all the entities that are working together, you know, to also help other entities.
Okay.
Is there any other question for now?
No, I think that's it. I think the camera stopped. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. Yes, I was just sorry that the video did cut out there, but we were just saying goodbye anyway, and the information we believe had been given by the time the video camera had cut out. So
Yes, so we were just about to leave this instrument, this entity, and we hope that the information has been clear enough, and if it has not been, we can always explain it again, let's say.
yes.
See, so we were aware of what happened, and there was not enough space in the so-called video camera,
That's right.
so therefore it stopped. Okay. The information that we think it was enough for this session was given, and if there is any clarification, we can always do so. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll leave you now in the love and the light of who you are, of who you truly are, and that you are all with everything that is, and so that is the Creator too, and that we are.
Thank you. We're so grateful.
Good night.
Good night.
We are too. We love you so much. You, this entity, and all the beings that are on this planet, because we are all one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.